Hello and welcome our beloved viewers to RTD's News English edition. As usual, we'll begin tonight's news with the major and top highlights. Let's follow. End of training for the Somali police at APIFA National Police. And on the international scene, the new format approved by UEFA in the Champions League. Those were our major top highlights. Welcome back to our newsroom, our beloved viewers. The Police Academy Idris Farah, located in Nagat, hosted today in the morning the closing ceremony of training for the Somali police. This is the 16th class of Somali police officers to be trained. The Somali police officers had their moments of glory this morning at the Police Academy Idris Farah, located in Nagat. Trained by Italian, Carabinieri, and Djibouti officers for 9 weeks, the Somali police officers will now have the heavy task of maintaining peace and security in their country. This training aimed to increase the qualifications of the Somali police, to enable it to assert its control and ensure the security of the territories of the various provinces still distributed by inner-sea phenomena, but also to fight against the actions of criminal gangs operating there who have been responsible for various criminal acts. The ceremony began with the review of the troops by the Minister of Interior, Mr. Said Nuh Hassan, the Director General of the National Police, Colonel Abdurrahman Ali Kain, and Brigadier General Mr. Abdi Hassan Muhammad. Head of the Somali Police and General Stephen Olason, Commander of the 2nd Mobile Brigade. The closing ceremony of this course was attended by the Minister of Interior, Mr. Said Nuh Hassan, and several ministers, the Chief of General Staff of the Armed Forces, Mr. Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, the Director General of the National Police, Colonel Abdurrahman Ali Kahin, the General of the Somali Police, and the Commander of the 2nd Brigade of the Italian Carabinieri. Representatives of diplomatic corps and several other civilian and military personalities were also present.
dantaansi ma ogoli dib u noqosho ma aqa marna dacarayaanahay cadow dilayaanahay dantaansi ma ogoli dib u noqosho ma aqa deer qaranayaanahay sharci kala dambayniyo dowladniman u taagna dowladniman u taagnahay deer qaranayaanahay sharci kala dambayniyo dowladniman u taagna dowladniman u taagnahay soo baxaanahay dama la harsadaanahay dambi ka hortagaanahay dayax soo baxaanahay dama la harsadaanahay dambi ka hortagaanahay daruur hortay baan ahay dib u dhigasho ma aqaan marna deeqsi baan ahay matadaadashaan ahay daruur hortay baan ahay dib u dhigasho ma aqaan deer qaran ayaan ahay sharci kala dambayniyo dowladniman u taagnahay dowladniman u taagnahay.
Also, as part of the closing ceremony of training, the young recruits proceeded to a practical demonstration of various activities conducted during their training. This training, provided by both Djibouti and Italian trainers, took place from March 20 to May 11 at this police academy. During these 9 weeks of training, the Somali police officers were trained in the various disciplines of police intervention in the field of protection of public order, investigation techniques on crime scenes, protection of personalities, in a word, how to ensure the security of people and property at any time and anywhere in Somalia. Thus, they prove to the officials that their stay within IPFA allowed them to strengthen their know-how in security, and know-how that they will have to apply in the accomplishment of their mission at home. At the end of the demonstration presented by the 82 trainees, 4 recruits of the Somali police were distinguished by their merit and their commitments during the training activities. They received certificates from the official present at the event. Thereafter, the commander of the 2nd Mobile Brigade, Stefano, spoke on this occasion. He made a point on congratulating the trainees who proved to be up to their training.
Oggi schierato, informazione ineccepibile.
In turn, the Director General of the National Police praised the efforts of the trainees, who spared no effort to complete this course successfully. The ceremony of the end of training of Somali police officers held this morning at the Police Academy Idris Farah ended with a breakfast offered by the Director General of the National Police, Colonel Abdurrahman Ali Kahin. The distinguished guests who honored this ceremony have all gathered, and it's in a festive atmosphere that the officials met. At the end of the morning, that day ended with exchange of gifts between the Director General of the National Police and the Commander of the 2nd Mobile Brigade of Carabinieri, the General of the Somali Police, Abdi Hassan Mohammed, and the Director of the APIFA, Lieutenant Colonel Almi Dahir Miguel. The day ended with dances and folk songs orchestrated by the Harbi troupe. Let's watch. Moving on, an important constitution meeting to improve the environment and sanitation of the capital was held this morning at the Ministry of the Interior with the participation of the actors involved in the management of the city. The constitution meeting was chaired by the Minister of Interior, Mr. Saeed Nuh Hassan, in the presence of the Minister of Decentralization, Mr. Qasim Harun Ali, the Mayor of Djibouti, Mr. Saeed Dawood, the representatives of the elected officials of the capital, the Prefect Usman Biligere, and all the sub-prefectures of the city of Djibouti. The representatives of the boards of sanitation of the police and the security forces participated in this meeting this morning. The discussions focused mainly on the ways and means to preserve the environment of the capital by focusing on sanitation and roads. To achieve this goal, an intense awareness campaign will be conducted in all the neighborhoods of Djibouti City and Balbala to adopt good practices to improve the environment and sanitation of the capital. Henceforth, household garbage should not be thrown away and the inhabitants should use the garbage collection trucks. The constitution meeting chaired by the minister was closed on a positive note by all the officials and institutional actors involved in the management of our capital city. Some sub-prefectures, including Mrs. Fatuma, were also present. A constitution meeting between the Ministry of Social Affairs and the Solidarity in the Ministry of Health, pardon me, was held this Tuesday at the Kempinski Palace on the theme of human capital. The meeting was attended by the Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity, Mrs. Ulufa Ismail Abdu, the Minister of Health, Dr. Ahmed Roble, senior officials from both ministries, as well as the World Bank's Health Sector Director. In order to achieve strong and sustainable economic growth, the government has been investing for several years in the full development of its own human capital. The long-term objective is to create an environment conducive to the birth of healthy children who start their school career with a full billion with all the assets in hand to arrive on the label market in good health and with the qualities required to lead a productive adult life. The first meeting is only the first of several future meetings that will bring all stakeholders around the same table to develop a common and effective working methodology that would allow the calculation of a reliable human capital index of Djibouti. The Minister of Social Affairs and Solidarity, Mrs. Ulufa Ismail, expressed her readiness to work with the concerned authorities in order to implement various and exemplary programs. In his turn, the Minister of Health stated that human capital is an investment that can be made in a human being. Investing in people, human capital is of importance to the health of mothers and children. Therefore, health is very important, he concluded. Every year on May 9, Europe Day celebrates peace and unity in Europe. It is the anniversary of the Schuman Declaration. On this day in 1950, Robert Schuman, the then French Minister of Foreign Affairs, made a historic speech in which he proposed a new form of political cooperation for Europe, which would make war between the nations of the continent unthinkable. Against this background, the Kempinski Palace hosted the Europe Day in a friendly and convivial atmosphere with the presence of distinguished guests. The Ambassador Adon O'Hara, in a statement, first recalled the vision of the French Minister of Foreign Affairs, who launched the idea of that would become the European Union, then welcomed the frontier relations and cooperation in various areas that the Djiboutian government and the European Union held. The mayor of Djibouti, accompanied by the president of the municipality of Ras Dika and Bel'os, as well as the elected officials from the two municipalities, has, on this third day of his tour, moved in the premises of the population and family, especially the branch of the civil registry, to make contact with the administrators, the agents of the civil registry, and noted visually the working conditions and the challenges that people face to serve the population. Welcomed at his arrival by Mr. Ahmed Umar Jama, Director General of Populations and Family, and Mrs. Fatuma Kamil, First Deputy Mayor, the mayor of the city of Djibouti was able to meet the staff of the civil registry and also took this opportunity to assist the agents as counter for the civil registry intact with some beneficiaries. The mayor of the city was able to inquire about the personal tax and thus made an inventory of the premises. Thus, the staff officials of the proximity work such as the civil statute and the customary court. Then Mr. Saeed Dawood was able to discuss with Mr. Ahmed Umar Jama, Director General of Population and Family, and have discussed a joint cooperation to improve and perfect the ways and means to perfect the services of the civil registry in order to provide a quality service to the fellow citizens. In his speech, the mayor explained that the objective of this tour is to make a visual assessment to better meet the needs and get closer to our population in the future. Within the framework of the School Championship of Middle and Secondary Education, an international school football project has just been launched. MEFOP has just signed a partnership agreement with the Djibouti Soccer Federation under the supervision of the Ministry of Sport. This project, initiated by FIFA, is called FIFA Soccer for Schools. 40 physical education teachers will be trained during 2 days at the Hassan Goulet Stadium. Present were Alexander Gro, Project Manager, Abshir Ali Hassan, Director of Sport at the Ministry of Sport, the Director General of Education, Mr. Abdi Darir, as well as senior officials from the Federation and the two ministers. Soccer for School is an ambitious program managed by FIFA in collaboration with UNESCO, which aims to contribute to the education, development, and empowerment of nearly 700 million children. Its objective is to make soccer more accessible to young girls and boys around the world by incorporating soccer activities into the education system in partnership with the authorities and stakeholders concerned. The program is designed to promote targeted life skills and values through the game of soccer and contribute to the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals and other priorities. As part of the cleaning operations of the beaches of the capital intended to provide users of beaches a pleasant and comfortable for swimming, the Djiboutian Coast Guard undertook during the day Tuesday, May 10, 2022, a major operation to collect waste and other detritus that littered the approaches to the beach of the Sesta and Heron. This cleaning operation is aimed at the rid of beaches of scrap metal, nails, rainy steel, and other dangerous materials. Razor blades that constitute a risk to the safety of bathers, plastic waste such as water bottles, soda bottles, and other waste polluting the beach were also collected. This action, which is part of the continuity of the social action that the Djiboutian Coast Guard carries out permanently for the benefit of Djiboutians and more specifically in the protection and preservation of the marine environment and beaches, coincide with the beginning of the summer period, which leads to an increase in the frequentation of these beaches by our citizens. Moving towards the international scene now, the Champions League will change from 2024-2025 season. This Tuesday, the UEFA Executive Committee has finally approved the new format of the competition. The competition will now oppose 36 teams instead of 32 if there was a question of reserving 2 of the 4 additional places to historical clubs. Thanks to the UEFA coefficient over the last 5 seasons, the body has revised its copy. Well, by this, our beloved viewers, we conclude this edition. Thank you for being with us and make sure to tune in later for more. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you once again. Take care.